All right. How's it going tonight, everyone? Welcome. Happy Monday. Hope your week's off to a good start. It's a holiday week here in the U.S., which reminds me I probably will not be on Tuesday, because Tuesday is a holiday, and I will be at my parents', and I will probably not be home in time to stream. But we'll figure something out for that. But yeah, anyways, I'm realizing we've got some issue triage to do here, and yeah. I don't remember what the hell this was. Anyway, so we're just going to go through some of this stuff, and then we're going to try to get to the contact manager serialization so that we can fix the conversation serialization so that DMs will work when they get restored, and that kind of stuff, and, go that route. But yeah. What was this again? I configured an IRC account pointing to the use contacts, and it opens 4 windows, all windows showing 4 times the buffer. If I close one, I disconnect. What's wrong? What do they say here? Problems are gone after they did that. Alright, well, I don't know. Well, we'll have to look at this. Yeah. How's it going, Sweetcar? Welcome. How are you? Dark Sub has 2,600 repos. Wow, and they've got issues. Cool. I just recently found out about ForgeFed, which is supposed to be like a Fediverse version of a Forge, a software Forge, like, SourceForge, GitHub, Codeberg, etc. But it looks like they've kind of stopped working on the reference implementation. But the reference implementation supported Darks and Git. And I was like, I wonder how hard it would be to add Mercurial to that, right? Oh, 4 months ago they reopened. Well, sorry. Yeah, there's that issue too. There's a bunch of stuff for 215 we gotta look at. Oh, we were considering this. Mine. I mean, we should be able to rip through that. We can go ahead and do this real quick and go through there. What do they got for tags here? Minimal, latest. What does minimal mean? Full DNF stack, basic tools. Like, I don't care. The minimal image is stripped down image that uses a micro DNF package manager. Contains a very limited package set. Applications come with their own dependencies bundled. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, well. I guess we would do Alma 10? Is that, I mean, that looks current? No, wait, that's like a couple days ago. You're scared of the latest tags these days? Yeah, exactly. Oh, we could do 10 minimal. So, also, I kind of have a bead on my disk issues finally, but I'm still getting weird hits from it. But we might have a difference. I'm annoyed, though, because I bought a SAS card, because I remembered that SAS can control SATA, or you can connect SATA drives to SAS, and, you just won't get the 12 gigabit. You'll get 6. Cool. Because I was going to put in, or because I wanted to try putting my drives on another controller to see if that would fix it. And then I went and found my 6-port SATA card, and I pop up my case and go, I don't have any PCI slots. I have slots, they're all in use. I don't have any open ones. I'm just like, but I already bought the card and the SATA or the SAS cable, and I'm just like, damn. So I'm kind of shopping around for a new board. I have another processor I can put in this board. It's not as powerful, obviously. But like the board and stuff won't go to waste. But I'm just like, damn it. We're never gonna get this damn thing figured out. All right, whatever. Let's Do we want to try? Well, let's not fuck with this now. I'd rather get other stuff done. This is probably going to lead to the disk issue stuff. But let's schedule this for experimental 5. So I see it more often, and we'll go from there. So you feel in your main system because you only have one USB-C port on the motherboard. You don't have enough PCI slots for expansion. That sucks. Yeah, well, like one of my PCIe 1X slots is a USB, is a 4-port USB 3 card. Like I need that because I have too much shit connected. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, busted ports are no good. That's for sure. That needs to be sooner than later. Rubber duck protocol. What? Not sure this is better as a protocol or user in the demo protocol plugin. It might be useful or at least fun to have a user that can respond to messages with random responses that imitate they're listening to you and understand what you're saying to imitate rubber duck. Okay, yeah. That's weird. Wait, can you explain it? Yeah, okay. That's that. Yeah. I still think that's an interesting idea, but yeah. We'll go through a couple of these and then see where we're going. Oh, that's to create the class. Privacy preferences. Yeah, okay. Simple with Pidgin. Okay, that's fine where that is. How's it going, AS989772? I'm not, those numbers don't ring a bell. So yeah. Like the housing for the USB-C port is bent. Oh yeah, we're doing that. Yeah, that sucks. Discord like streamer mode, Briar. Oh, I forgot about Briar. Okay, yep. Call you 772. Okay. Oh, yep. Kind of bummed you were looking at building a new do-it-yourself rack machine for storage, but the price of RAM... Yeah, I know. RAM is so dumb. Let's check. DDR3 didn't look too bad. But aside from that, it was kind of nuts. I thought I heard a donation sound? Maybe not. You thinking of before choosing username? That happens, but I mean, you can change your username on Twitch too. Yeah, AI does literally ruin everything. I was looking at possibly new hard drives for my hard drive shit, right? Just in case that is the problem. And like a crappy SSD I bought for like a build agent or something that was 120 gig SSD, I think. Last year, like 12 months ago, I paid $15, US dollars for it. It is now going for 115 US dollars. And you're like, what? Awful Waffle with the 89 months. Thank you very, very much. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. It's been a while. How are you? Hope you've been well. And did I? No. No. Okay. But yeah, just the price of all the hardware right now is just absolutely stupid. It's just, yeah. This is, oh. I love when users don't respond. Well, indeed. Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, you know, ebbs and flows, burnout, whatnot, all that, yeah. Paid $70 for a new hot end for your CR10. She was like 35 bucks years ago. Yeah, like I said, the price of everything is absolutely bonkers, man. If you create a timeout, should add a scheduled. Should have a scheduled task that does the cleanup. See, we haven't been through a bunch of stuff in a while. I forgot this is even a thing we're talking about. So, is the price of computer hardware going up because AI companies are buying them wholesale to run AI? I mean, it's a little column A, a little column B, right? The column B stuff is like people are trying to also run their own LLMs locally and stuff, and tariffs and yeah, like Awful Waffle said, all the above. It's everything. It's just it's nonsense. Is this still open? What's the deal here? Did they attach this to traces? Yeah, they did. Okay, well, apparently we never got to them. SRTP failure. Alright, well. Why is this updated recently? Alright, whatever. I think we're good triaging. What are we on? I don't know how far we were on the list. Alright, I was gonna go to like 70, but okay, that's yeah, don't care about that right now. Oh yeah, this is something we do still want to do here. Yeah. $300 for 16 terabyte hard drives? Yeah, yeah. So some memory manufacturers are using their dies in GDDR6 GPU memory instead of regular. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How's it going, Holy Roman Empire? Welcome, welcome. How are you? Yeah, that whole problem there. Yeah, this is a problem too. Yeah, we should do that at some point, but right now I don't really care. Did 11 months ago. We talked about this a bit. Alright, apparently we didn't do anything about that, and that's fine right now. That's an interesting idea. That would be cool too. This is for that, that's fine. We should do that one sooner rather than later, but yeah. Message notification. This plugin's all but dead, but yeah. The cert management stuff, we're deferring to the OS because that's what we should have done in the first place, but whatever. Looking at just doing this via GTK source view, via completion, GTK source completion provider using Pidgin or purple conversation member. But I've had some issues with it. I've got a branch for this. It's something I would like to have in sooner rather than later, and I forgot there was a ticket for it. See, this is why I need to go through these things. That's fine. Yeah, no, they're more than 5K. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but last time I looked, they were 5K. That was before everything got stupidly expensive, so I'm sure they're probably like 50K now. All right, either way, I think we're good going through these. As we just added more tickets to a release, that's almost 2/3 of the way over. And, yep. All right, so what we're going to do tonight, So we're not going to work on the message formatting stuff. We're going to leave that where it was. It's kind of annoying. I don't want to deal with it. But what we're going to do is we are going to start finishing, or not even finishing. We're going to start implementing the contact manager stuff. Oh, I don't even have Sublime loaded. This should load fine, but just in case. Yeah, okay. Much better today. Much, much better. No, let's see this. Okay, whatever. We'll put this also on 6. Okay, that's fine. Over here we got the GTK stuff. We'll put that on 5. That's fine. Okay. We look okay now. Yes. Okay. So, I don't remember where we even got with the contact manager. Did we create a backend for it? I don't think we did. I think that was before there was even backend ideas. Contact manager. Yeah, this is before all that. Okay. Okay, so we have to start by creating the backend class. And all that. That's fine. Now, I may have started some of this in a branch, is the problem. Not that we necessarily want to use it, but it might be there. It's probably easier to do it this way. Yeah. Oh, I started command completion, not contact completion, because I figured command completion would be easier to figure out. Account manager, Siegel backend. Conf manager, save members. Pidgin create conversation detail. What the fuck is that one? Okay, it looks like I got rid of all the contact manager branches I had, which is fine. But that means we get to create a backend now. Woo! Yeah. So it's going to be just like the normal backend for the conversation or for the contact manager, right? They're going to have 4 methods. Well, 3 async pairs. Delete, load, and save. And then we're going to put that in for contacts, and then we'll make the contact manager use that with a null version or whatever, and then go from there. How do we do that? Because I think we just checked it. We might have just done it in the contact manager. Like if the backend was empty, it didn't do anything. All right, so we have backend here. Set backend. Oh, yeah, then if it is a backend, then we call the thing, and okay, yeah, that's fine. That's better than having all these no-op ones. We'll probably want to do that with the other stuff. But to get started here, we're just going to cheat. Blue, purple, IC branch. We are on default. Yep. One change. Oh, that's... Oh, okay, yep, that's a 2.x.y one. Okay, that's fine. All right, copy purple contact or conversation manager backend .h to purple contact manager backend.h. Same deal with the C file. We'll write unit test for us and all that stuff, right? The normal setup, and then we'll do this in pull request. Then we'll build a pull request on top of that. I'm hopefully going to get through all this tonight, but it's already 10, so we'll see. Then we'll update the contact manager to use the backend. And then we'll probably not finish it tonight, but we'll get started on the contact manager Siegel backend. And that'll pull in Siegel 06 and update us for that. And then we can use all the fancy stuff there. But then we should be able to store the conversation or the contacts, and that will be good. And then we can start looking at like adding aliases and stuff. And all that other fun crap. So contact manager backend.h. Luckily, the backend APIs are pretty simple, so there's not a whole lot to worry about here. We're obviously going to have to read through all the code. That's fine, not a big deal. Oh yeah, the funny part though, the SAS card I got, the last one I bought was like 110. It's the same card. Now it's down to $80 again. Just like, oh, okay. All right. Oh, we need to do this too. Purple Nathan.build. Purple contact manager backend. Evening, good speed. How are you? Hope you're doing well. All right, backend error, contact manager, backend vfunc not implemented, and expected. Virtual function was not implemented, returned by contact manager backend. Okay, backend error, contact manager backend error quirk. That looks fine. Backend for loading and storing contacts. Yep. Contact manager backend, GObject, that all looks fine. Backend class. Oh, we don't actually need these anymore. Delete contact. How's it going, Chorus? Welcome, welcome. How are you? Contact manager backend, purple contact. Cancelable, async ready. Yep, that's fine. Looks good. Contact manager backend. Load contacts async. Yep, that looks fine. Contacts finish. Purple contact. Okay, those all look fine. Delete Yep, this is gonna be fun. Real contact manager backend, delete contact async, transfer none conversation, the contact. Deletes a contact asynchronously. Purple contact. Oh, like it's helpful that we have the name of the thing in here each time, but man, it's a pain when you want to do these copy paste jobs. Delete contact async. Delete contact async. Returns true if actually we might not need to do the link to that. That might already be in the docs. When we build the docs, we need to verify if that's in there or not. Load contacts. Loads contacts from the backend asynchronously. So is anyone else absolutely astonished at how fast this stupid year is moving and how the year's almost over? Because my goodness. Like, how the fuck is it November 24th already, man? We're like 6 weeks away from 2026. And Pidgin 3.0 Experimental 5. My hope was to have XMPP working by then. Or at least, you know, Connecting. But yeah. Oh, we have purple contacts, right? Yeah, this should be purple contacts. Days are long, years are short, yes. Well, I don't know, even today flew freaking by for me. But I had a bunch of crap to do today, so yeah. This collection does not make any attempt to make sure the contacts belong to the same account. Yeah, like, I don't want you to do that. That's fine. This is going to, instead of a G-list model, it's going to be a purple contacts. The contacts that were loaded. But yeah, as we finish getting this stuff, especially the serialization stuff done, it's going to be a lot easier for protocols to do stuff. But we do still have to work on the cache manager, which is not horrible, but it's one of those things that's going to suck. And yeah. It's like 2024 Christmas was yesterday. Yeah. Goodspeed, since you're here and I'm talking about the cache, how much stuff do you have to download and like store from the remote side? Is it a lot? Is it a little? I mean, like aside from avatars. I mean, or maybe it's just avatars and emoji and stuff. I don't know. But what is your stuff? I totally can't think of the protocol name right now. So the stuff to handle emojis and avatars and stuff, the idea is we're going to have a purple cache manager where the protocol can just dump stuff in there, and then that'll manage it on disk and stuff, and try to do cleanups and stuff. Tons of memes and pics. Oh, okay. Yeah, I suppose. So you're talking message attachments and stuff like that. Oh, it's something I haven't considered, but huh. When we still have to get into the history stuff and all that, but yeah, I suppose you would have to. Okay, yeah, no, actually, maybe that makes sense. Well, yeah. So to put it into Pidgin, you would attach it to the message, and you would just have the raw data. That's fine. Then Purple would take the message, store it in our message database, including the attachments or the records of the attachments. But then the history adapter would have to store those in the cache manager. Okay, but no, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, there's stickers or memes or whatever. Yeah. No, I got you. I don't know if you can hear me now because of an ad, but yeah, no, I got you. We're good. I understand. The fun of all the things, yay. Okay. Header file I think looks good. It's probably broke in fun ways, but the compiler will tell us. Contact manager backend.c. Alright, we're gonna have to reflow a bunch of this too, but that's fine. We haven't gotten to the caps one yet either, but that's okay. Reflow all the things. Contact man. Oh, we're not done yet. Not done reflowing. Is conversation manager. Maybe record some protocol specific info about a media and make it retrievable in case the user decides to clean their cache. So that should all. So the way this works right now. So purple message has a property named attachments. Do we create a separate type for that? Or is this just a glist model? It might just be a glist model. Oh no, so we have a class called purple attachments. Docs, purple 3. Classes. Attachments, right? So the attachments themselves is just a list of purple attachments. There's nothing too major with it, but you can add IDs to them and stuff like that, right? So each attachment has a specific ID. The protocol can do whatever it wants. It's opaque to libpurple. Libpurple does not give a shit about it. That's actually on the attachment itself. So I want to go here. This will take me to the property. So then attachments themselves have a property, right? The identifier of the attachment. This should be more specific, like this is opaque. libpurple doesn't care about it. But then, you know, so you have attachment objects that are there. These also has a tags object, or it should have a tags object. It does not have tags. All right, well, maybe we'll need tags. I don't know. We'll see. But so it's got a content type, a file name, the ID. The ID can be the protocol, you know, whatever makes it unique for the protocol, and stuff like that. Like, but libpurple itself does not give a shit about it. We could put a tags object on here, but it doesn't look like we have one right now. But anyway, so all this metadata will get serialized, and then the actual data of the attachment, which should be Yeah, I don't think we got that far to figure that part out, but the file name might be, you know, where it is in the cache or something like that, but we'll figure that out when we get there. We got a ways to get to it, so. But we're getting the pieces there. We are getting there, that's for sure. All right, purple contact manager backend is contact, purple contact manager backend get class delete, contact, async backend, contact, cancelable callback data, otherwise callback data, contact, delete, contact, async, vfunc not implement, delete, contact, async. Okay. Delete, contact, finish. At least these classes are pretty easy. That's why I'm like, we'll easily get through this one tonight. And we should be able to do the next one and making the contact manager use this. But it's going to take a minute, but not super long. Delete, contact, finish. Make sure it's that. Make sure the task is valid. Make sure that it's tagged with delete, contact, async. Propagate boolean, otherwise get class, delete contact, finish, delete contact. Did I get the actual vfunc here? I did not. I was like, I don't think I did. But yeah, the big thing I need to get done for experimental 5, which we're not doing tonight, but we need to get back to very soon, is finishing the account option changes. And that's taking longer than I thought, but it's okay. So Goodspeed, I don't know if you've been following any of that, but account usernames are going away because some accounts just don't even have usernames anymore, or at least not in a way that it makes sense to us now, right? But everything's been updated to display account names, because now users can name accounts. Rather than doing a local alias, they can actually name the account. Local alias is still there, but it's a different concept. And then the protocol will, you know, figure out what it needs to do and that kind of stuff. I've got to document more of the stuff, but that's the way a lot of it goes. So. Looks intuitive, great. One case I would think of is that the protocol is a minimum proprietary protocol. A URL might not be enough for retrieving media. Specifying a user agent, providing a dynamic token. So the thing is, I guess what you're saying is we need a way to tell the protocol to re-request an attachment. I'm not sure where that would exist, but if we give you the ID and stuff, that would in theory be all right, right? Because then the protocol, like, you know, we'll, like, you know, attachment reload or something, or in Purple Protocol, like look up attachment or something, right? And we'll give you the attachment ID and maybe the entire attachment object. And then the protocol will hopefully be able to know what user agent it needs. And then, like, if it's using its auth token, whatever, that kind of stuff, that should do it. Unless you're thinking of another case that I'm not. Like the dynamic token, I'm thinking of, like, you know, like a, what do they call it? Like the Amazon tokens, whatever, or even a JWT, I guess, expires after a certain amount of time, right? But the protocol should be able to refresh that or request it with a new one, right? So if libpurple can just be like, hey, protocol, refresh this. Check if this needs to be updated, you know, whatever. The protocol goes, okay, here you go. And then, you know, updates the object that we asked it to. That should be pretty straightforward. Oh, did somebody get first? No, just a second. Okay, sure. Yeah, cool. Yeah, like a lot of the stuff, like in Purple 2 tried to do a lot of work for the protocol developers, which in some cases made sense, but in other cases didn't, right? Like there was a whole thing to send keep alives that libpurple, like the protocol could implement a method to do the keep alive, and then libpurple would call it if it existed. But like, why? Right? Like, keep alives don't always want to happen at the same rates, at the same times. And like the protocol knows when its keep alive should be called. So it should just schedule that. Right. And all sorts of other weird stuff like that. And it's just like, oh, okay. Right. So we're trying to defer more of this stuff. It'll be a little bit more work for the protocols, but we're giving the protocols more control. Because, you know, then they don't have to work around the means of libpurple. Libpurple's trying to, like, let the protocols do exactly what they need to do. Did I reflow all that stuff? I think I did. Yeah. But yeah, like I've seen Ian jump through tons of hoops to make stuff work in Purple 2. And it's just like, oh man, we really shouldn't be we should be doing a better job here. Like, you shouldn't need to do the things I've seen him do. Like, one of the whole ideas for the contact manager and the way it works, and one of the things I'm trying to do with the contact manager is, like, I saw, because like modern protocols really only give you a user ID, like Ian had to put everything in the buddy list to cache it. And it's like, well, that makes the buddy list a pain in the butt to work with. I think he worked around, like, made them hidden or something. But like the contact manager, just you put everybody in there, and then, you know, they only show up on there if they're, you know, if they have a person associated with them and stuff, right? And it's just like, now libpurple has the means to handle all that for you, so you don't have to do it yourself in the protocol. But like, if you have a keep alive, do whatever your normal keep alive is, right? We're not going to try to add something like that. So it's a balancing act, right? And I, of course, by no means have every API correct right now, right? But one of the reasons why we've been holding off and telling other people to start working against it and stuff like that is that we don't want to waste our time, right? So it's like, yeah, we know we have a lot of work to do yet. If you want to, you know, jump in, by all means. But I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, nothing's going to change. Feel free. It's like, no, the stuff's going to change. And it's going to cause more work for you if you jump in right away. So do so at your own risk. I think you once saw that Keep Alive code in Purple 2 IRC implementation. Didn't mean much to you. Yeah. It's just like, So part of the problem is Purple 2, you know, it started as just an AIM only client. So like there was a lot of stuff that was just built specifically to only hold a single protocol, right? So like up until a couple of years ago, we still had some history going back to server.h and server.c. We finally deleted those files, but like those were files that were there from the 90s. It was like the server part of it, right? So we have to tell the server that something happened, and like that survived all the way through until recently, and we finally killed that. So like the server API is gone. Finally. It only took us 20 plus years, but now it's gone, right? And there's just, you know, there's a lot of stuff like that, but you know, that's just, you know, tech debt and maintenance and stuff. It's bound to happen, unfortunately. But you know, it takes time to grind through it is what it comes down to, really. All right. How many typos and compiler errors do I have? Oh, only a couple mentions of conversation. 58. Well, that's an obvious one to miss. That probably missed it in the delete too. Or save, rather. Yep, look at that. Oh, still says conversation there too. Data does not fit yet. Okay. No previous purple contact manager backend load contacts finish. So I apparently messed it up here. Load contact, yep. Load contacts finish. We're still on the last build. God, I really miss the Threadripper right now. Might have to set up dist CC. Oh, come on. But yeah, I was low-key hoping we would have that experimental 5 could be alpha 1, and I don't think it's going to happen, but yeah. No, I'm not going to buy another Threadripper. I'm pretty sure the motherboard is dead. So there's been a couple times where it won't post. It gets stuck at the splash screen. I thought my disk issues were related to it, but it looks like they might not be. And just there's a whole bunch of crap. But it wouldn't post again. And yeah. It's just, yeah. And like motherboards for them are $300 easy. It's obviously not ideal. So I'm just going to stick to, you know, the, easily and commercially available Ryzens, and we'll be happy. But I'm on a Ryzen I had that was actually my VM server. But I had moved all my VMs to Proxmox now, or before this happened. So I just stole that machine for now. And yeah, going from there, right? All right, so looks like we got through the build. We have to, and the dock should be fine too. But we need to build a unit test for this, which won't be super hard, but we'll need to do that. Oh, dock check failed. Yeah, so I believe the chip is still fine. I'm actually giving it to Reconaro. Well, selling it to Reconaro. Actually, he already paid for it. I have to ship it to him yet. And he's going to go and try to mess with it. But like, I don't have the time or patience to try to figure out what's broken with it. And I got 6 years out of it. So I was hoping to get 8, but I got 6. Right. I mean, that's 75% of it. It's fine. Actually, no, it's almost 7, right? Because I bought it in February of 2019. Right. And it died November-ish of 2025. So 6.5. Don't want another Threadripper because of price. So the price is part of it. Number one, I can't afford a new Threadripper. Number two, there's not a lot of choice when it comes to Threadrippers, right? Since they are niche essentially, right? Like in my case, the board died, right? Well, okay, so let's look, right? PCPartPicker.com. Right, so if we go here, 2990WX. This is the Threadripper I had, right? We're going to have the sharp bill. All right, let's choose a motherboard. 15 compatible products. Right? Oh, and if you want to get this Asus ROG Zenith Extreme Alpha, that's $719 for the board. Right? I like it, this is nuts, right? 15 compatible motherboards. And they're all based on the same chipset. X399, 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 right? It's all one chipset. So, like, whereas, what do I have in here right now? This is a, Ryzen 5 5400G. No, something like that. 4600G, my bad. Right? I put this in, and I go to boards. I have 447 possibilities, right? That's only 31 times as many boards that are available for this processor, right? So, like, there's nothing wrong with the Threadripper as a concept and stuff like that. The problem is you are severely limited on what's compatible with it, at least when it comes to the motherboard, right? But like this thing, there's a lot of these B55s, but there's an X570, an A520, right? You've got different chipsets and stuff in here, whereas the second gen Threadrippers was just the X399, and that was it. So, like, and there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but it's you know, it is what it is. Kind of sucks. So, like, I just, you know, sometimes mediocrity is preferred, right? Like, being able to have a lot of possibilities when it comes to the supported hardware and stuff is ideal, and you just don't get that with the Threadrippers. I mean, anytime when you look at something that's, you know, kind of niche like that, that's just what you're going to get. So, you know, I'm good. One second. All right, sorry. Okay, all right, so that works. Branch, contact, manager, backend. Yeah, lib, purple, contact, backend, C8. Great, purple dot contact, manager, backend. Is a new backend class for the contact manager. All right, we're just committing so we have a, you know, save point, whatever. But now we're gonna go copy them tests for the conversation manager. Test conf manager backend empty to test contact manager backend empty. No, hold on. This should just be. What the hell is this? Test conf manager backend empty. Oh, right. Okay. So previously we were putting these empty classes, the ones that don't have the implementations, the one where we're testing the assertions and stuff. We were putting these in the same files as the ones with the actual full implementation. That's the difference here. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Right. So we end up with 2 test suites for this, which is fine. Empty to test contact manager backend empty.c. Contact manager. Right. Oh, I thought I hit save. Okay. Contact manager. Okay. Conversation manager needs to all be replaced to say contact manager. All right. Oh, I guess I didn't get the lowercase one. Okay, test purple contact manager backend get type. So we just end up reusing the same name. The part of the problem with having them in the same file is that stuff gets weird, named weird and hard to understand. But test contact manager backend, purple contact manager backend, that all looks fine. Purple parents, fine. Right. So the whole thing is this just doesn't implement anything, right? So like that's the whole G-object implementation, right? And that's the point. We're expecting these to fail in specific ways because of this. And that's what the unit test is supposed to be doing. So that's what it does. Yeah. All right. So we should be at Mason test. Oh, not from here. Mason test minus V contact manager backend empty. This is going to fail right now. That's fine. Verbs are type contact manager backend. We get that. Delete contact finish. Okay, we want to make sure we've got contact manager backend, vfunc not implemented. Cool. We assert that success was false, and we increment our counter. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, that's all fucked up. That's fine. Just purple contact manager error. Delete contact async. Contact manager. Oh, this should say contact. This probably. Oh, no, that's fine. Okay, wait. This has to say contact. Contact manager backend, counter backend. Contact. Oh, a contact needs an account, though. That's annoying, but that's okay. Contact new. Oh. Account equals purple account new. Delete contact async. But yeah, oh, if it wasn't clear, I'm pretty sure the old Threadripper chip is okay, and I'm pretty sure it was just the board. But like I said, Reckonarl's gonna go play with that and figure it out, and then I don't have to deal with it anymore, which is good. Okay. We still got a billion errors here, I'm sure. Yep, that's fine. Delete contact finish. Like. Contact error success. Contact manager backend. Created dummy task that's completed to get past the normal checks. Yep. So the checks will make sure that the task is, or the task has to be valid. And if you don't have a valid task, then it's not going to get to the point where we want to actually test it. Contact manager backend vfunc not implemented. Success. We use gclear object here because there's some weird accounting on our task to get past our normal error checks. Yep, that's cool. Right, and the rest of that's fine. We don't have to do anything else. Okay. Empty load contacts. Callback. Oh, are these the actual? No. Yeah, this is the test. All right. GSR not reached again. All right, we want to make sure we make it to the end of all of our tests. This is the test async one. GSR not reached. The economic around buying is hard lately. Yep. You want to buy a new laptop that has similar performance to M-Power chip, but finding that as a laptop at a reasonable price is hard. Yeah. Especially now that framework is basically, you know, off limits unless you're okay giving money to Nazis. And help to Nazis, whatever. So, you know, that sucks. But the frameworks weren't exactly cheap either. But purple conversation or purple contacts. And the price is not cheap. Yeah, yeah. It's not horrible, but yeah, there's the whole Nazi aspect, which is just like, fuck. I was very annoyed when I saw that. I was just like, damn it. Like, well, what are you gonna do? And the answer is not give them money. A couple of years more and they will be like Apple. Yeah. Still sucks though. Still wanted them to be better, but what are you gonna do? All right, that's the test. G assert not reached. Right, and this should return null. What's the Nazi stuff? You don't know about that? They you're gonna get an ad here, but they are sponsoring the Hyperland and DHH and whatever. They're giving them laptops and stuff, even though people have complained about it and stuff like that. If you didn't catch, whatever, we'll check in a second if you caught that or not. Yeah, Omarchy and DHH. That's the Nazi stuff. Or I should say white supremacist stuff. Not necessarily Nazi, but white supremacist nonsense or whatever. I don't know the background of DHH and Omarchy at all. But, you know, so I was just going based off of what people were saying. But, like, Framework came back with the, we like to pitch a big tent, which is a very common phrase for Nazi supporters to use. So it's just like, oh, okay. Thank you, Koros, for the 5 months. Greatly appreciate it. The ad's about to finish. Like, we could have kept talking after the ad. You didn't have to subscribe, but thank you. But yeah, no, I'm not aware of the specifics of DHH and Omarchy because I know DHH is somehow related to Rails or something, but I don't do anything with Rails of that, and I didn't even know what Omarchy was until I looked it up, and it's a distro or something, I think. But like, here's the kicker too. I'm sitting here after all this going, huh. I wonder if I could have gotten my laptop sponsored rather than paying out of pocket for it, right? It's like that would have been nice, right? New Debian were pissed about the laptop sponsors. Yeah, I can see that. Like Debian, which is, 100% 100% volunteer run and donation funded and stuff, not to mention being around for 30 years and being, the basis for everything. And if you can't sponsor them a laptop, what the hell are you even doing? Right? Or maybe I'm just being unrealistic. Debian's not hip with the kids, so why should they get a free laptop? Canonical, you'll take that. What do you mean, good speed? They're saying Canonical will take free laptops that Debian can't get. Yeah, I know. I'm not understanding your reference to them, to Canonical with, when it comes to framework. Dang it. Fake task, contact, finish. We have a lot of HP, I believe, computers tagged with Ubuntu stickers on it. Maybe they sponsor Ubuntu and stuff. Oh, does Framework sponsor, or are you saying HP sponsors Ubuntu or Framework? Did I mess this up? Okay, code should not be reached on 108. We made it to the end of that one. Good. We got 5 more failures for cannot be reached. 138. Again, we're just doing this to make sure our tests make it through and they fail where we expect them to. Or they made it through to the very end and that they all got called. 214. 266. 296. Okay. No more not reached. On DevConf, they gave 2,000 euros. Okay. Linux Fest Northwest even. Wow. Rails World, $24,000. I don't know what Hackaday SuperCon is. Linux Foundation, they give $5,000 a year. GNOME, they give $1,000 a month. Wow. But Hyperland, 600 euros a month. Yeah, so questionable, especially $24,000. Oh, but they got an event booth. Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is, right? The thing too is like you can only be pissed about stuff for so long too, or whatever. That's not what I mean to say. Like, you know, you can be pissed about it if you want, but you know, it's easier to just ignore them now. Just like, yep. And I mean, if you're okay with what they're doing, I just keep it to yourself. I don't want to know, because if you know, then I'm gonna have to cut you off too. Because, yep, can't tolerate intolerance. Doesn't work. All right, so that test is there. That's cool. Now we got to copy the other test. Ooh. Copy test conversation manager backend normal test contact manager backend normal.c. All right, so this is just like the other one, except it actually has an implementation. Right, the other one just gave us all the failures. This one has all the things. I'm sure this is news to you. Well, going back to check out laptop brands, ThinkPads for the wins, even if they're not. Yeah. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Like this whole like anti-DEI stuff is just stupid to me. Like, like I don't. Maybe it's the xenophobic stuff, or I don't know. I don't understand what. Like, they claim that they're casting a big tent to support these people that don't want to support anybody else and don't want anybody else around. And it's just like, you do realize how much doublethink is involved in this, right? Like, surely. Right? Like, I just... Let's type contaction manager. Lovely. Like, I don't know. This stuff's so stupid. Like, why? Like, I'll never understand, like, the racial superiority stuff, because it's like, why would you purposely handicap yourself to just deal with people that are exactly like you? Like, that just doesn't compute to me at all. It just... It's like, say you're dating or something, right? And you're just, you know, totally decimating your potential dating pool because you're bigoted, right? Like, what? Like, well, that's dumb. But I guess haters gonna hate, right? Like, what the fuck? God, I don't want to do this way, but we're going to, because I got to do it this way. Problem is, there's, as you can see, there's a bunch of iterations of all these, or not iterations, but occurrences of these. So it's just easier to grab them one at a time, multi-cursor them, and then go from there. I'm just being too human. Some people can't understand the concept of freedom and humanity. I mean, that's fair, but it's I don't want to say it seems to be trendy right now, but it's definitely a lot more trendy now than it used to be. Or maybe it's just more visible, right? I don't know. It's just like, of all the things to worry about, it's so fucking dumb. This person's gonna take my job. Yeah, the job that you're getting peanuts for because some asshole's stealing all your wages. It's just it's so absurd, man. So absolutely absurd. And then, like, okay, so where I'm in Wisconsin, apparently years ago when the whole Foxconn kerfuffle started or something, there was some law that was put into place to, like, not require taxes or to make a sweetheart tax deal or something for data centers, which is why we have people or companies trying to get data centers all over the fucking place now. And, like, these idiots that are like, well, these data centers are going to add 5,000 jobs. Yeah, for the 6 months that they build the damn thing. And after that, the jobs disappear. Like, these aren't long-term sustainable jobs. Like, well, the data center will still be there. Yeah, they're going to hire 80 people. There will be 80 long-term jobs. And you're giving them tons of incentive to build this shit here. And you're going to let them increase the electricity price for everybody and destroy all of the water. And it's so dumb. So dumb. It's not only the dating world, that kind of stuff for you. Mention the brain loss in terms of innovation and research excluded with that for me. Yeah. Koros, to be clear, I'm 100% on board with what you're saying. I was trying to come up with a simple example of explaining how absurd it is, right? Like, just in general, like, like diversity is a good thing because you get different input and ways to make everybody happy, right? This is the thing too, like, there's I want to call it a meme, but I guess it's more of a political cartoon, right? And it's like, if kids trying to get into the school and, like, somebody is shoveling the steps so everyone can get in, and there's a kid in a wheelchair, it's like, well, if you shoveled the ramp, then everybody could get in at once, including me. But since the guy's only shoveling the stairs because he can't think of, including everybody, he's mentally wired to be like, oh, well, you just use the steps to walk in, not thinking that everybody can use the ramp, right? It's that kind of mindset where, everybody wins for that stuff. But yeah, Alfred says they're just louder. Fair. Like, should we forget the fact that slavery and colonialism, I struggle with that word, as you can tell, happened a few centuries ago and it's still happening in Africa? Yeah. No, yeah, you're very right. Yeah. I don't know, that shit's just dumb, and I can't believe how much more visible it is. It's very, I don't even want to say annoying, but it's just, and then, like, the worst part is, like, everyone talks about people being anti-Semitic, and it's like, okay, so you understand that that's a problem, but you're still, yeah, whatever, right? Like, it's like you got, like, the 1% of the idea, but not the rest of it. It's like, yep, anti-Semitism, bad. Yep, racism, bad. Racial superiority, bad. These are all the same things. But, yeah. All right, yep. Okay, so the task just returns true. That's fine. Delete contact, finish. Now propagate that. Okay, cool. Load contacts, finish. This one's going to get a little weird, but it's okay. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. We just have to give it the right type. Oop. get rid of the list store. Contacts equals purple. Contacts new. Okay. The fun part is, like, these implementations aren't bad. As you can see. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit different, but when we actually make a backend that's not bullshit, not for testing, but it's not bad, not bad. Oh. We don't do anything with the contact? Oh, yeah, we do. So I'm excited. Next week, Thursday, I have an eye appointment. Not so much excited for the appointment, excited for new glasses. My glasses are super scratched up. It's getting very, very annoying. So I'm looking very forward to getting new glasses. And hopefully they will not cost me a shit ton of money. But I'm going with Warby Parker because they're apparently cheap. Like, we're going to find out how cheap. Because I am a cheap bastard. And then a bit of sanding can't fit. Oh, I don't know, man. They're pretty bad. Like, maybe, but they're really bad. I realized I don't remember exactly when I bought these glasses, but it's been at least 3 years. So we'll see what happens. Oh, we need the account here. Purple account. Oh no, this is a callback. Never mind. But yeah, either way, I'm looking forward to getting new glasses. I haven't decided if I'm going to stick with plastic again or get metal. I'll probably stick with plastic frames. My last 2 pairs of metal ones just failed in stupid ways. So just like, yeah. Like, plastic, worst case, I can, like, tape it together, and you can't really do that with metal frames. Or, I could 3D print something. But, yeah. Delete contact async. Actually, I'd be curious if I could 3D print metal glasses, or 3D print plastic glasses. That could be interesting. Some metal ones become rusty at weird points, especially if you sweat a lot like you. Oh, I haven't had that problem. Someday you'll be so skilled you'll meet you up in the U.S. someday. I mean, you don't have to be skilled to meet somebody, but sure. Oh, why are these clear and not G-assert finalize object? G-assert finalize object contact. G-assert finalize object. And the thing too about being skilled up or whatever, it's practice, man. It's all practice. I know I make stuff look easy. You gotta remember, I've been doing this 30 years. I started programming when I was 12. Now, mind you, the first couple years, I had no fucking clue what I was doing. But I stuck with it and kept doing it, kept getting better. But I'm 43 now. So that was 31 years ago. Right? So, like, like, it takes time. It takes practice. Everyone works at their own pace. It's not a big deal. Like, just because somebody's better at something than you just means they either practice more, or maybe it's more intuitive for them, right? It doesn't mean they're, like, you know, intrinsically better or anything. It just means, you know, they have more time or practice and whatever. And it's just end of the day, it's just programming, right? It's just problem solving and knowing knowing what tools to use to solve the problem. Or figuring out what tools it is, right? You don't even have to know. You can trial and error the shit. The other thing I like to tell people, too, about programming is if you're going to become a programmer, you have to be okay being wrong all the time. Like, all the time, all the time. Because you're going to be wrong a lot of the time. And it's okay, right? That's how we build stuff. That's how we figure stuff out. That's how we learn shit. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Like, you gotta be okay with that. Meanwhile, you're sitting here trying to decide whether you want to keep programming or not, considering the job market. Yeah, right. And that's another problem too, right? You can do like I do. So my day job right now is I do DevOps or server administration, whatever you want to call it, right? And then that way, when I come home and I want to work on Pidgin, I'm not all burned out from programming all day. Zeta Show with a raid. Welcome, welcome. How are you? How was your stream? What were you up to tonight? How's it going, G-Bone? Welcome, welcome. I still called you Bone. G-Bone. Bone. Yeah, no, I did say it right. Long day. Some bog standard web dev for you tonight? Yep. So it goes. I've got to figure out a bunch of the website stuff for Pidgin that we need to do and clean up. Yay. At some point, we'll get there. I just had an interesting idea with this. How's it going, Incredible Flying Squid? Welcome, welcome. Bugs were fixed? That's always a good time. Well, that's a good time. Logic just goes poop when you have to deal with Pidgin infrastructure? What do you mean? How's the mail server? Yeah, we gave up on the mail server. So I'm going to not free this memory here because I want to verify that it gets freed properly if the user doesn't clear it. Oh, wait. Sorry. You mean this mail server? You mean Discourse? We decided instead of email, we're just going to use Discourse. And some people use it, some people don't. It's okay. I've been trying to put more stuff in here so that people will actually like go to it and use it and put discussions and stuff in here. But you'll notice there's not a single topic that does not have my... Okay. I don't know why that... Oh, because John created that. I didn't add any notes yet. Okay, yeah. So there is one topic that does not have my avatar on it. In the entire fucking discourse. Bugs, are you not reading stuff right? Yeah, it happens. You know what my number one source of entropy is? Me. What are you wanting? What? Oh, my... Contacts. Purposely don't free contacts. Oh no, that only works when you... Okay, no, sorry, that doesn't work. Okay, yeah. G clear object contacts. The destroy notify on a we can look. You do it all the time too? Yeah, yeah. G task return pointer. This takes a destroy notify, but that only gets called. So it's a task result to result and completes the task. If result's not null, then if result is not null, then result destroy will be used to free result if the caller does not take ownership of it with G task propagate to pointer or propagate pointer. Which is done via the finish method, which we are calling, right? So that only happens when you don't specify a callback. Complete the task means ordinary asynchronous task. Will either invoke the task callback or else queue that callback. Queue that callback to be invoked in the proper gmain context or in the next iteration in the current gmain context. Yeah, okay. So if you don't, we call this via the finish method, so we took ownership of it there. There are two without your name. Someone also reported a bug where Pidgin constantly prompts for certs. I didn't respond to it. Can you link it? Like, surely I responded. Oh, the year in review there. Oh, no, there it is. You have an app that's slow because you didn't realize how stuff was supposed to connect together, which you would have had read the docs, yeah. Other than you track via GitHub instead of username and password, I was able to create issues. Okay. Oh. I'll look at that later, but it looks like that over there. But yeah, I don't know. Docs are a weird, tricky thing. Right? You like, I don't know. It was part of the stuff we have to do for Pidgin 3 and Purple 3 too is I want to give example docs because like having the API reference by itself is great once you know what you're doing and for reference, but it doesn't help you understand how everything comes together. And there's so much stuff where it's just reference. And like, sure, you can sit there and read it start to finish, but it's a lot to take and understand. Whereas like somebody gives you like a conceptual overview first, it'll make way more sense. Now, obviously I haven't done that for Pidgin 3 yet because there's still stuff changing. But like we started the migration doc, and the migration doc covers a lot of it, but we need the infrastructure doc to actually cover it. Right. So like, that'll be like, oh, okay, here's the concepts and how they come together and work and blah, blah, blah. And then, then you can go to the reference stuff and it'll be easier. But again, stuff is still changing, so it becomes problematic. And like asking people to read a ton of code to understand how stuff works sucks. Don't do that. I mean, you can do that, but it's mean. So, whatever. Did I fix the name on this one? Yes, load context callback. Oh, did I put the... I did, okay. The rest of this should be fine. And we want a G assert, not reached. All right, this one should be smaller because we don't have the additional test for checking with the finished being in there or not, because it is here. Save contact callback. But we have to do this. Purple account, star account equals null. Oh, this is the callback again. God dang it. All right. Save contact finish. And that's the thing too. Like there's so much conceptually different between Pidgin 3 and Pidgin 2 that it's just like, yep. Like somehow Goodspeed figured out a lot of it. He put in the work though to figure it out. But like there should be docs that explain it. But is what it is. All right, did I put the... Yeah. Keep forgetting if I put that in there or not. This needs to be changed to G assert not reached. G assert finalize object backend. G assert finalize object contact. Finalize object account. All right. Does it build? No. Well, actually, yeah. Okay. Code should not be reached. 247. Cool. Again, for those of you that haven't seen me do this a million times, I like to put assertions that the code shouldn't be reached at the end of my unit test to make sure that my entire unit test ran. I generally only do this when I'm making big changes to the unit test. But just in general, it's not a bad practice to have, right? So we're purposely making sure it fails at the end, then we get rid of that failure check, and then we make sure that, you know, the test passes as expected, right? We verified it made it to the end, because like if you just had a return at the start of the unit test as you're writing it because you were debugging or something, you forgot it there, then you never verified it. And like, sure, that can get caught in code review, but like then you're wasting your reviewer's time. So I purposely put it there as an extra review check for myself to make sure that that's the case. How does HTTP socks proxy work in Pidgin 3? How could a protocol implementation respect the proxy settings? So the proxy settings are in flux. Basically I don't have a way to get the default yet from the preferences, but you're just going to be using a gproxy resolver. That's the idea, right? So there's this class in here called gproxy resolver. Actually, I should do it over here. docs.gtk.org/gio gproxy resolver. So right now you'll want to call gproxy resolver get default, I think it is. Yeah. And then when we have the libpurple one, so the libpurple one will have the global option or allow you to override it in the protocol the same way that it works in Purple 2. We haven't moved everything to this yet. And the proxy code we had predates all of this, and this does all the stuff we need, and plus it'll work with other stuff. But this is the way to go. But for now, just use get default, and then when we have an API for you to use, you'll just replace the get default call with whatever ours is, and then it'll go from there. Like I started a bunch of this, but just didn't. I ran into problems. Oh, and apparently I didn't mention anything. Current proxy API still looks a lot like it did in Pidgin 2 and earlier. There's nothing intrinsically wrong with it, but it's kind of a pain for users if you have a proxy for all connections. Therefore, it would be nice if we had a proxy manager that implemented glist model and had an active proxy that would then be the global proxy. Accounts would then just select one of these proxies. Okay, so this was the idea. I don't know. So this idea sucks for a number of reasons. Or at least my implementation did. I thought I had something else for this. What the hell? Or maybe I put it in discourse. But anyways, the idea is, instead of us building a manager and stuff, we're just going to look at the extension point in GIO for the proxy resolvers, and then we're going to build a list around that. Or maybe that's going to be the manager. I don't know. And then that way, the UI is going to have an interface where the user can create a proxy, and then we'll create those at runtimes, those types and stuff dynamically. And then that's how they'll specify usernames and passwords and stuff like that, right? So then we'll have a reusable proxy object, right? So like most of the cases, you end up having like a global proxy, and you need that for everything, right? Generally speaking. But like one of the reasons why Purple 2 and earlier and stuff had account specific overrides was like, I don't know, if you wanted to, like, maybe you had to use one proxy to get to a work account and one proxy to, or say you're a contractor like me, right? And you have multiple clients. Well, you need one proxy to get to customer A, to client A, and another proxy to get to customer B. But maybe customer B has another service you need to connect to. You have another proxy. In Purple 2, you have to duplicate that because there's no reusable version of that. The new setup will take care of that, but we have to build it yet because time, right? But the idea is, instead of just having a single global proxy, you'll be able to create custom proxies that can be used multiple times by individual accounts, right? So like if you have two IRC protocols that you want to go through the same Tor stuff, cool, right? Something like that. But yeah, like I said, for now, just use the get default, and then whenever we have the actual solution figured out, you'll just swap that call to whatever ours is. Like maybe you'll have to pass the account or something, but you'll have it. So it won't be a big deal. It's just, you know, needs to be done. So, all right. So we're done here, I believe. Here to bother you with dumb jokes. I hope you don't mind. I mean, it depends on how dumb the jokes are. All right. Mohawk looks cool. Thanks. I'm not drinking enough water. No, I'm out of water. All right. I didn't create a ticket for this, did I? I don't think I did. No. Oh, we can reference this. We're going to use the backend pattern we've adopted recently to make this happen. Okay, subsystem, live purple. A bunch of this stuff is just not right. No, it doesn't actually have. Well, it's about to have an open pull request. The size of this is large, but that's fine. Okay. Network admin pronouns are TCP/IP. Okay, but what about TCP/IP? Oh no, that's not TCP/IPX. No, it is TCP/IPX or UDP/IP. IPX, SIP, right? NSIPX, something like that. There's a bunch of them. What about ICMP, right? Come on. If you're going to make a pronoun joke, you got to cover them. You got to cover more than just a single one. What do you mean the TCP/IP models? That's a transport and what is IP? Is that link layer? Playing mods on Telnet? Yeah. Like, TCP and UDP are the big ones everyone knows, but there's also ICMP and I can't think of the other one. But ICMP also works over IP. So does UDP. So, here's a... here's a spoiler. If you're going to tell tech jokes, I'm probably going to rip them apart because most people don't cover everything. Just dissected the joke just like a frog in biology lab? Yeah. UDP wouldn't be heard? Yeah, pretty much. Oh, we were opening the pull request. That's what we were doing. After we run the turtles. Some of the programmer's favorite song is I like to move it, move it. That'd be better if it was like IP or EIP or something, or, you know, a valid register. But maybe IT is a valid register on some processor architecture. I don't know. You should handshake before communicating with a net admin. There you go. Oh, it's a head pat. I was like, what am I looking at? Head pat to a fish. Sure, why not? 4264. Ran the unit test under veil grind and called in the turtles. Database admin walked into a bar and joined 2 tables. Yeah, that's an old one, but that's a good one. But was it an inner join, a left join, or a left join, a left inner join, a right outer join, a right join, a self join, or... Yeah. He's trying to drown the fish. Yeah, there you go. There's another type of join I can't think of right now. Right? Because there's left, right, inner, outer, self, and I don't remember. Inner joining likes the attention. Full cross join. Is that what you're saying? Restrained. How's it going, Hacky Hacks? Welcome, welcome. How are you? And restrained. Hello, though. And actually, Q8 Geek. I'm not sure how else I'm supposed to say that. Welcome, welcome. I didn't say hi. Sorry about that. Oh, we're going to check the docs on this. I forgot about that. File, home, Grand P, Pidgin, build, lib, purple, reference, lib, purple, index.html. Classes. Contact manager, backend, virtual methods. Yeah, it just skips the parent and the reserved. Yeah. Geek is fine, cool. Nurses carry a red crayon to draw blood in emergencies? Nice. That's not really a programming joke or computer joke, but sure, sure. Alright, most of this is copy-pasted. It should be fine. Formatting looks fine. I'm not seeing anything crazy. Alright. Alphabet Soup was called Times New Ramen. That's a good one. Alright, next up. Now, this is where this might get shitty. But we'll see. Purple UI.h. Yeah, this is okay. Purple contact manager. Wait, how does this work? Why do we do this one this way and this one this way? What the hell's the name of this damn file? There it is. What do you call gathering of engineers in the wilderness? A power outage. Nice. Okay, so we did the purple account manager most recently, and I think this way makes a little bit more sense. The UI just gives us the back end, and then we call that from our constructor. Yeah, I think I like that better. Entering circumstance, how should it handle location and message? Some IAMs allow the user to send a location. What you mean like the user's locate, like latitude, longitude, what's geo position, whatever. Is that what you're talking about, Goodspeed? And if so, we don't currently have a way to do that. I mean, you could throw it in as a tag on the message. But otherwise, we don't have a way to do that. Geolocation, a coordinate. That seems nuts. What protocols do that? That seems insane. Sean Connery used to go to hardware stores to meet shingle ladies. Nice. Okay, this seems fine. But so purple UI, contact manager backend star, get contact manager backend. On monocles? Jesus. Document defines format for capturing data about an entity's geographical location. The format defined here can describe most earthbound geographical locations, especially locations that may change fairly frequently. Potential users for this approach include publishing location information to a set of subscribers, querying another entity for its location, sending location information to another, attaching information. This is to a presence, though, not to a message exactly. Wordplay's fine, yeah. I mean, like, I swear here all the time. We don't typically get to sexual topics, but, you know, if it's funny wordplay, sure. And I appreciate you asking before just doing. Thank you. Like, that's very rare on Twitch. So there's all sorts of stuff in here. Oh, this is all PubSub for XMPP. Now, there might be another ZEP for it. That's ZEP 80. Gotta be professional, polite. I mean, like I said, it's not very common, but yeah. Okay, so this is just an IQ for this. I'm not seeing anything about this being on a message. I mean, if there's something we want to do for this, like potentially, but like this is something that's like later, I think. Goodspeed. Hi, mister. Just work, you gotta give a quick Arabic lesson? Oh boy. Hi, mister. You got some oops. I need to get the overhead cam working. Actually, it might work, but I don't know. You want some treats? Some fresh treats? Those are old. I'll probably eat them anyways. I don't know. Wow, surprising that he's not in frame at all. Hi. Sending location rather than sharing your location, handled differently. Well, so the Goodspeed was mentioning that it could be you could share your location with a message. So actually, I'm realizing the Twitter used to be able to do that. I don't think Mastodon does that because it's a privacy thing. Right, but it would say like what city and state you're in, or you know whatever, what city and province or whatever, depending on your country is, right? And like stuff like that, right? And And like that could be tied to a per message basis. I don't know if Twitter still does that because I'm not on that platform anymore. But yeah, I don't like. It feels like that should just be resolved and displayed. Right. So like if it has like geo whatever, it has a latitude and longitude, right? Maybe it would make sense to just resolve that to roughly, you know, the what do you call it? The local area government, whatever, right? Like city, state, whatever. Say I want in Arabic, Bahraini dialect specifically, it's Mobi, like Moby. So I don't chocolate because I think you. So you don't want chocolate becomes Moby chocolate. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So far so good. Moby chocolate. What did you gotta change your bowl for? You got new fresh treats in there. Go get them. You don't have stuff. So Bahraini lesbian's favorite novel is nice. Although that took way too much setup. Let's see. Can I get like is this camera gonna work? It might work. I haven't tried it in a while. Let's flip this on. Actually, let's do this first. And then flip it on. Okay, not working at the exact moment. Let me go to studio mode. Overhead camera, source as. Nope. I'm in the wrong thing. Overhead cam, sources, properties. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. There we go. Okay. Boom. Hey. Oh, I should have checked if there's anything, any PII worth the setup. Sure. Okay, good. No PII. I have some letters and stuff over here I gotta take care of. But yeah, some mail. Jurassic can play video games using graphics cards. That's a stretch. All right. We were talking about proxy resolvers. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, that's right. We're back over here. All right. Yeah. So we're going to add Purple Contact Manager backend, Get Contact Manager backend. Right. So one of the new things we're doing is the user interface. We're asking the interface. We've created these backend interfaces so that the user interfaces can decide where stuff gets stored, if it gets stored at all. In Purple 2, we use these things called UI ops, which were just structures of virtual functions to do this stuff, which is silly and weird, and that's essentially what a G object is, but now we just push all the stuff to the backend class, and the backend takes care of all of it, and then, you know, we can just do the right thing from there. Did I just out-joke your joke? How dare I? Oh, no, I didn't even think of that. That pun was not intended. I wonder how many natives read old novels like Moby Dick. We study them in English literature lectures in university. They're boring. Yeah, I don't think I've ever read Moby Dick. I know the gist of it. Same deal with Tom Sawyer. I've never read Tom Sawyer. Tale of Two Cities, never read that. I'm trying to think of other big ones that I'm sure people have been stuck having to read. But I have not read. Purple UI, Get Contact Manager backend. It's the class at Contact Manager backend. The user interface wants to use. Note. It should typically only be called by lib purple. If this returns % null, then lib purple will not be able to persist context. Returns transfer full nullable the new contact manager backend. Cool. Oh, Now you can justify that to your teachers. Good luck. Try to ban a lot of the classics. Yeah, that too. You think prisoners who stutter would ever finish their sentences? Ha ha ha. Do you think they'd be repeat offenders? I think Shakespeare, Yawn Fest. Yeah, yeah. Something, something, Horatio, something, something. I don't know. I had to read Hamlet, clearly. I've seen Macbeth as a play, I think. And obviously Romeo and Juliet's been shoved down my throat a number of times. Different movies and TV shows that, you know, do it or whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's all over the fucking place. But like books you should read, 1984, Animal Farm, Brave New World, Fahrenheit 451. Sure, fucking Old Man in the Sea even, right? There's 5 you should definitely probably read. They're all very good. Do we have unit tests for this? I don't think we do. Oh, maybe we did start them. 1984 was supposed to be a cautionary tale, not a how-to manual. Yeah, did I say Animal Farm? I don't know if I said Animal Farm. That one too. Hemingway. Yeah, I haven't read any Hemingway. I should probably rectify that at some point. There's a new documentary out. Orwell 2+2. It's right there. I highly recommend you watch this. This is very good. Very informative to me. That's a good watch. I recommend it. Hi, mister. You sit sleeping? A lot of stuff about Orwell's life that I didn't know. I can't think of his real name right now. Yeah. Very stuff that was interesting. And like how, as he was serving in the, I don't know if it was British or Scottish, because I don't remember how that all worked. But when he was serving in the military and stuff, and he got put into Malaysia, and just like the authoritarianism there is what started him learning about authoritarianism and how he started, you know, developing 1984 and stuff. It's a good watch. I highly recommend it. Do you think short people don't get jokes because they fly over their head? I think they'd have a better chance because they could see it fly over their head, whereas a tall person, it would just like hit them in the chest and then fall to the ground, right? Never gets to their head or their eyes or their ears. Or maybe I'm overthinking things. I don't know. Anyways, how's it going, SWK? Hope all is well with you. Have you started printing your Christmas trees yet this year? You've been seeing them? Oh, that's right. That's right. You showed me. Forget about that. You played Oliver Twist and Oliver in your late teens? Nice. I'm fairly certain I saw Oliver Twist, the movie version, as a kid. But, like, all I remember is, please, sir, may I have some more? That's all I remember from it. What are you linking to? You know, you can like right click on that and say copy clean link in Firefox. And then we don't have to get all the ad nonsense in there. Yeah, so the clean link that I copied is this long. By comparison. Fucking bullshit URLs, man. Huh. Oh. $13. If they had an EPUB, I might consider it. I have a Kobo that I should use more often. Hi, mister. He almost got feisty there. And then he just hissed at the kittens. Yeah, that's just what Firefox gave me. Oh, you're just saying from Amazon. Yeah, so, but like Firefox, you can literally copy clean link. And it just does the work for you. Right? And we will be doing the same thing in Pidgin when we get to it at some point. At least I think so. I got to see exactly how I can do it. But the idea is basically anything that starts with UTM as a query parameter, just kill it. Right? And the idea is we want to try to do that stuff by default. Just to make stuff easier for people. And to piss off all the ad tracking people. Maybe this to order for a birthday present. Madison's Bar and Grill, family, friends, food. Oh, nice, nice. Oh, yeah, I probably have to include it. I forgot about that. Purple contact. Contact manager backend.h. Much happier. Are you trying to figure out a deviled egg tray for Thursday? You're running a little short on time. As I'm sure you're well aware. Okay, cool. So we got past that. Do we have test UI? So the problem is we have a test UI, but I don't think we actually... we hit the disk problem. Damn it. So part of the disk problem I've determined is ZFS has a certain amount, it has a threshold for how much data it'll save in RAM before flushing, or how much data it'll save in RAM before it'll block writes. Now, by default, it is 10% of your physical RAM. Right, so part of my whole hard drive issue stuff seems to have been that, because I lowered that value from 3 gigs, which was 10% of my RAM, to 64 megs, and I've solved a lot of it. Now, the next problem is I think this is the next part of it, is when it has to, there's another parameter for syncing the mirror, and that goes to 20% of your physical RAM. But as you can see, no, I don't have a slog. I have 2 drives. I have 2, it's a simple mirror with 2 SSDs. And that's nuts, right? Like, the log shouldn't be necessary there, right? This is just a mirror. And like, either the SATA controller is garbage or it's the disks. But like, it was the SATA controller garbage on both the machines, because this is two different chipsets, and then it was two different sets of drives. It's stupid, right? Plenty of time. Just got to figure out the auto profile. Gotcha. $50. What? $50 of them go. Oh. Yeah, have a good one. And what did static controller? Yeah, so I check, okay, so so you download from the you didn't download through Twitch, you did it through the other one. Okay. Sorry, I don't have that one up. Because nobody ever uses it. It is under Stream Elements either way. So yeah, I'm like, did I get a dono and I didn't see it? That's my bad. Right. Hold on, I'm waiting for Stream Elements to come up. Come on. It's spinning. Firefox is doing this too, and I don't know if this is disk. Oh, it is disk related. We're gonna see one of these guys go nuts here in a second. As I'm trying to open a web page. Yep. Trying to open a web page. And the page is blocked because Firefox is trying to hit the disk for cache. As in the background, it's syncing or something and just going apeshit. Hey, it's coming. It's almost there. Yep, have a good one, Geek. Thank you again, and for the donation, which I can almost see, and the jokes, even if I overanalyzed them. No, we want zpool list. Nope, 14% capacity. So, like, this is the same. Fucking Streamlabs still isn't opening. Okay, now I forced it. Now it went. Well, kind of. This is the same. Like, I'm on a new motherboard, processor, and memory. Because I'm pretty sure the Threadripper is just fucking gone. Or the board for the Threadripper is gone. So I'm not on the Threadripper anymore. But I moved the drives with their cables to a different board. And that's what I'm on right now. Jesus Christ, didn't I just say authorize? So, yeah. But if you have any other ideas on how to make this not suck, but CD, sys, modules, ZFS, params. So, right now, cat, ZFS, dirty data, max. I have set to 64 megs of RAM. Or 64 megs. But, yep, it's still just getting absolutely crushed. And I think it's because ZFS dirty data sync percent is set to 20. So I don't know. Echo 10 pipe to sudo T ZFS dirty data sync percent. Satamux interposer, whatever. What? Huh? Is that a question? Like, what is the question? Like, these are connected directly to the board. And, like, it'll catch up here shortly, but it's going to take a minute. As you can see. Yeah, I have a SAS card coming, but the problem is I didn't check if I had any open PCIe slots, and I don't. But the idea was to use a SAS card to connect to my SATA drives to the board, because the SAS card should be able to handle 2 fucking SATA drives. Right? But this is the hardest it's hit all night, which is weird, but... Yep. All right. Well, we're stuck here. I am going to go get water and stuff and pee, and I'll be back in a few minutes. $102% now. All right. Well, motherboards can actually handle enough NVMe. There's no NVMe's on this. This is just fucking SATA. The other problem was I'm trying to find a motherboard that has... I need one PCIe 16X for my video card, a 1X for my USB controller, and an 8X for that SAS controller. And trying to find a board that actually supports all that is stupid. How's it going, Excel? Welcome, welcome. How are you? Oh, hey, Stream Elements finally loaded. So, hey, look at that. Oh, shit. Geek, you donated 100? Holy shit, thank you very much. I know I'm late getting to it, but the page finally loaded. That is a lot of money. Thank you very much. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Now we're down to 12. Are we all caught up? We might be. First coffee down. Nice. Back up to 90. TXG timeout? No, I have not touched that at all. What is that parameter? The pull periodically represents the default target upper limit. TX commits can more frequently, and a rapid rate of TXG commits often indicates a busy write workload. Quota limits reached or the free space is critically low. Many variables contribute to changing the default. These can also take longer if the ZFS write throttle is not properly tuned. I mean, well, I definitely haven't been doing anything for more than 5 seconds. So, yep. And we're still at 97. Like, I don't know how the drives are this fucking backed up is the problem. Right? It's like they do well for a while, and then they fall behind, and they just exponentially get further and further behind. Like, nothing's happening right now. The other idea I was going to try is I was going to fail one of the discs in the mirror. So, like, I snapshot every hour, and maybe that's part of the problem, is the snapshots of the problem, but I shouldn't be that far behind on the snapshots anyways. But then I send out to 2 different remotes. And, like, the ZFS send isn't the problem, because this happened before I was able to do the ZFS send. And, I mean, before I was able to do it because the send didn't used to work, because my Z-pool is encrypted, and I'm sending out encrypted raw ZFS sends that are encrypted because they have my keys in it. So, like, up until a year or so ago, a raw ZFS send would crash the remote side. So obviously, as I'm pushing off-site, that's not ideal. But yeah. You've seen shit controllers on disk before? Like I said, this isn't the only set of drives. So, like, these drives ended up in here after my Samsung Evo 850s were having problems. They're showing the same problem on ZFS. But, like, at this point, I'm tempted to try spinning disks, right? Because the spinning disk can't be fucking worse than this. Like, Firefox cache is going a little weird. But like, I've got minimal stuff open right now. But you've seen ZFS plus PSQL loads, Hardlock Kingston K3000s? Huh. Now, I don't think... I do have a Kingston SSD in here, but that should be SDD, which isn't even showing up here because I'm not using it right now. But I saw a bunch of ZFS stuff there. Oh, we could be sending. It is, 50 seconds in. We could be doing a ZFS send right now. Well, even then, the discs are mirrored. I would expect one of them to... All right, this is... Yeah, this is right, though, right? This is a sync. This isn't a send. Because no read and lots of write. But... yeah, so this is some Kingston 500 gig SUV something, something, something. STD. So, yeah, whatever the hell that number is. Oh, actually, it's only 120 gigs. That's a serial number. Yeah, it's like... I don't know how else to, like, tackle this, because it's dumb. Right? Now, like, maybe get some high-end, known to work well with ZFS SSDs. But yeah, but like, how would a slog help me with this, even? Right? Would a slog help me with this at all? Because, like, it's just, I don't know, it seems... Probably not. Yeah, like, I don't think it would, but I don't know. I've been waiting on bugging Jim Salter on this, and I might ping him and be like, "Hey, buddy, so how like you and Alan want a fun problem to figure out? Help me figure this out." But yeah, all right. Well, anyways. All right, so the first part of that build find, HD branch, contact manager, use backend. Like, at least everything's responsive enough that I can keep working, right? Oh, not amend. Use a purple.contact manager backend. This also added a new virtual function to purple.ui to get the UI's preferred backend. Can't have much on SATA SSDs much anymore. Ditch them all for NVMe because you got tired of the SATA bus bottlenecks. People trying to run 16 drives off 4 SATA channels and wondering why it's slow as hell. Yeah. Now, I have 4 drives off of, I think, yeah, it's 2 different SATA channels. I'm not positive. But, yeah, it's just, it's, yeah. This board doesn't have any NVMe. I don't think so. This is a board I bought years ago because it was cheap and it supported this processor. Yeah, no NVMe. As you can tell. It's a very simple board. Yeah, so my video card covers these two, and then my USB card is here. And then the SATA ports, which we cannot see because we're zoomed in. I don't know why that sucked. Right, but then the SATA ports are there. Why? Yep. Oh wait, there is an NVMe there. Look at that. Huh. But still, that doesn't help. One NVMe doesn't help. But, you know, whatever. It is what it is. Now we're down to 0? We caught up, maybe? It feels like I think what might be the problem with this, specifically with me, is that I'm doing ZFS encryption, right? And like everybody I talk to that's using encryption with ZFS, they're using not ZFS encryption, but whatever the full disk encryption is. I can't think of what it is. Lux. Thank you for saying luck. No, luck. L-U-K. L-U-K-S. Probably SATA NVMe only, could be. But no, not BitLocker. Who the fuck does BitLocker run on not Windows? I thought BitLocker only ran on Windows. I can try an NVMe in here, but like I gotta take it downstairs, pull up my M2 drives, see if it'll see it. Actually, no. Actually, I think no. Yeah. So when this was my VM host, I was using an NVMe. I'm pretty sure it was NVMe as the boot OS. So, yeah. All right, purple contact manager.c. Start up. Okay, so this part might be weird. I want to look at contact manager or account manager. Oh, okay, so yeah. The idea was we're going to start passing the core into all this, but I don't know that we necessarily. Well, yeah, this is fine for now. We're not going to worry about that. That'll be fine. All right, so then we say, yeah. Purple contact manager backend.h. We should early exit this. I don't know why. If purple is contact manager, default manager, return. This is just going to be easier. Purple contact manager star backend equals null. We're not actually going to be able to test this yet, but it's fine. We can build most of this and go from there. We need purple UI. That's stuff I'm going to fix probably after Alpha 1. The core interface, because like the idea of Alpha 1 is that the third-party protocols are ready to go, but not third-party user interfaces. Although I really got to get working on game too, but backend equals purple UI get contact manager backend UI. Yep, and default. We had a weak pointer. Okay, yep. And we say default manager equals that. Backend. We have to add that as a property. Does this fit now? No. All right, yep. Then we have the weak pointer. But then we want to load everything first. Yeah. Purple contact manager load accounts or load contacts async, right? Default manager backend. That's going to give us a warning. If purple is contact manager backend. I don't know why we're not getting a warning for that. That's weird. No, well, at this point, we want to clear object backend. We don't want to use that anymore here. We want to use the one that's actually our guy. So if we got a backend, then we're going to say load contacts async. There's no cancelable. Purple contact manager, load contacts, callback, and then the default manager. Okay, yep. And that should take care of that. Yep. And that's fine. All right, so then we need to put this here. We'll put this at the top of the callbacks. Static void G object star source G async result G pointer data. Purple contact manager star manager equals data. Purple contact star contacts equals null. G error star error equals null. Contacts equals purple contact manager backend. Load contacts finish. How do we do this here? Oh, okay. We just went a little crazy with it, but that's fine. Yeah, let's do it this way. You find a mobile that'll support a 9950X3D, a good GPU, and 40 gig NIC. At least take 4 NVMe's if I need to use one of those PCI MT. Yeah, I have a bunch of those because I use like the cheap Dell small form factor PCs you can find on Craigslist and stuff everywhere for like less than $100. And like a lot of them don't have NVMe, so I bought the cards that were like $8 or something. Right? They're just they're just single card NVMe's. If your board does bifurcation, you should be able to do a 2-port M2 adapter for a single PCI slot. Some of them might do 3, but that gets weird too. Do we handle the error right in here? Okay, yeah. So if error is not equal to null, if error is not equal to null, then we G warning. Fail to load contacts from backend. I put the backend in there too. Oh, just error just message. G clear error return. Oh. G clear object contacts. Okay, then if not purple is contacts, G warning, backend did not return. Oh, we have to do that up here. That's one of the things we're missing. I'm realizing. Okay. Return a list of contacts. Okay, I guess we're not using punctuation. That's fine. Return. Okay, we still clear it anyways. G clear object contacts. Generally, I do this. Okay. Then we just have to go through the things and go from there. I don't remember the contacts API. I think it's just a glist model. Well, you just add, you can find, you create a new, remove the ID. Yeah, so it should just be glist model. Yeah. That's not a pointer. And items equals purple equals G list model get. And items G list model contacts for G int I equals 0, I is less than n items, I plus plus. Oh, this might get weird, but it should be okay. It's a purple contact. Our contact equals null. Contact equals glist model. Get item, glist model, contacts, I. G clear object, contact. I don't remember the actual API for this thing at all. As contact manager, the contact with a matching account and ID already exists, no action will be taken. So we just call add. Add manager. Right, that should be it. This is why we do the backends for this, because this shit just gets real easy. Yeah. And then, okay, yeah. Do we do this message? This is mostly just informational right now. Yeah, G-message. Loaded, %u, contacts. Jesus, what did I fuck up? Something silly. Sizing like purple contact. What line are you fucked up on? 29? Doesn't seem right. No, what? That's gotta be some include bullshit. Some wrong ordering of this. Alright, because 28. That's still not right. What the hell? Oh, I forgot an ampersand. That's a problem. That's a problem. 145. Yep. That's the problem. Oh, right. I didn't put the property in anywhere. Static void, purple contact manager, set backend. Purple contact manager, backend, star backend. G return if L is manager, manager. If G set object manager backend backend G object notify by piece back G object manager properties prop backend. Okay, we got the setter. Doop doop doop. Do we make this? Okay, it is read write. That's fine. Finalize. Clear object. manager, backend. How do we split this? That's weird. We don't normally split that. That's probably fine. Get property. Case prop backend. G value set object value purple contact manager. Get backend. Oh, we didn't have a set property before. Okay. Static void, purple contact manager, set property. G object, star of, G uint, param ID, G value, star value. Spec, star PSPC. Purple contact manager, star manager equals purple contact manager, switch, param ID, case, prop, backend, G, purple contact manager, set backend, manager, G value, get object, value. That will fit, maybe? Yeah, nice. Break. Default, G object, warn, invalid property, obs, parameter, PSPC. Okay, now we have a setter. Wow. 3 years ago, we wrote this code, and I was like, 100 seems fine. Got the setter. Purple. Contact. Manager. Backend. The backend that the manager is using for persistence. Read write G param construct only G param static strings G param explicit notify. These are not sorted. Fine. Well, we'll put it roughly where it's supposed to go at the first appropriate location. Okay. Okay. Still got some stupid errors. Unknown type name, purple contact man. Oh, right, because I didn't put it in here. I only put it here because I was like, yeah, we're going to hide it. You don't need to put it anywhere. It's fine. We messed up. G set. Yep, look at that. 83. Assignment to something. Set pro. What? What did I fuck up in set property? Yep, that's what I did. Okay. Gprim. Oh, it's static strings. 355. Okay. Implicit declaration of function, purple contact manager. Do you mean load contacts? What? Oh, so it's supposed to be backend 522. I was like, we wrote the function. What are you talking about? Assignment to purple contact manager. Yep, look at that. Do 12:30. All right. So obviously we can't actually test this until we have the SQL backend. But you know, we need this part in place to go, and the rest of it should be relatively easy. We'll probably be missing stuff like signal changes or something. It'll be a problem. But the rest of this should be fine. Oh, we do have to check this. Core.c. So account manager startup, contact. Okay, good. Those are in the right order, right? We have to have the accounts before we can load the contacts. And then we're good. Cool. And then we can load the conversations after we have all the contacts, right? And then everything should be happy. And then teardown should be fine. The order shouldn't really matter there. All right. So we got through our build. Missing transfer annotation on Git backend. Yep, I forgot that. Okay. Wait. I typoed this and said account manager instead of contact manager, Git backend. Like, wait, I did type the transfer annotation. What are you talking about? Why are you being so silly? So silly. Seagull. Actually, we can close Seagull. We should. Oh, we gotta do the air stuff in Seagull, but that's okay. Oh no. I wonder if that's part of the problem, now that I think about it, right? Sublime Text does a bunch of indexing, and maybe that's what's crushing my or one of the other reasons that my disks are getting crushed. I thought I told 6 to close, but yeah, there it goes. Okay, right? Like, look how long that took. But like, oh, come on, man. Do. Oh, was that a failure? I think that was a failure. That's fine. We got to fix it. But... Yep. All right. Oh, the contact manager unit tester family. Double ad detect. What? How are we getting double ads? All right, well, we'll come back to that. We shouldn't get to a double add situation here, but that's okay. All right, anyways, so that's the startup stuff. That's got all the backend stuff. The delete, so remove. Oh, how do we do this in the account manager? Oh, okay, well, that needs to be cleaned up too. Fuck. What the hell are we doing here? God, this tab size is... Wait, what? Oh, it's because this is open. So let me go through the accounts. If we find it, we steal it. What? Okay, these are pointers, so that should work. Okay, so and remove. Oh, Jesus. Why are we using glist store for this? Oh, fuck. I thought this was... Oh. Okay. The contact manager gets weird because we use a hash table that's keyed on the account, and then that the value of that hash table is all the contacts there. But is this really? Well, I guess this. Oh, Jesus Christ! I think I started this and didn't finish this. It's lovely. This is gonna be a real fucking pain in the ass. So that'll give us the contacts. If not, purple is contacts. Find. Fuck. This sucks. We've got to do some other cleanup here first. I mean, we don't have to, but it'll make our life so much easier. All this shit, there's a better way to do this. And we should 100% be doing it the better way. Because what ends up happening is then we have to do these disconnect by handler funcs, and there's we can use a G signal group for this, specifically for these. But these notifies, we can use the G binding group, which will make that easier. And then this will go into a signal group. Oh, this is annoying. All right, well, maybe we can skip that for now. But we do need to move to the contacts object because that's what we're working with. And to be, well, we don't have to, but it would make things a lot easier if we did. So we don't have a remove. Well, we don't even have a location. Okay, so we just have a remove. And that returns a bool? Yeah. So if purple contacts remove, contacts, comma, contact. Turns true if the contact was found and removed. But we should have to ref this beforehand. Like, this is why we do a steel index here. Add a ref to the contact to keep around as we do cleanup. Sure. G object ref contact. Right, and that had to be yep, we did. Okay. So if we've removed the contact, yeah, so here we ref it, but that's because we found the position of it, and then we remove it, blah, blah, blah. Is that already going to do the right thing? I think it will. Okay, yeah, that does the list items change. Okay, cool, cool, cool. With the for context changing, as we no longer tracking the contact they belong to. Then we say we remove that contact. Do we have a top level removed? We do not. G boolean removed equals false. Removed equals true. Return removed. If removed. If removed, did we make these? What the fuck? Account manager backend. Wait, what? We created a Nuke backend? I don't remember doing this at all. What was the other one we were just looking at that had all the null checking on it? Whatever. And purple is contact manager backend, manager dash backend. Delete contact. We can. That's the problem. Okay. I gotta deal with this foot pedal. I have the foot pedal plugged back in, and sometimes it gets under my footrest or whatever, and right now it's under the thing for my I have a cart for my tower, because my tower used to be this big, so moving it in and out sucked, and that's about a cart to put it underneath it, and the pedal got underneath it, and it was constantly pressing the pedal down. That's why things were flashing, if you noticed. Like, okay, well, now it's doing it that way, which is weird. But something was flashing weird. But yeah, by default, it does A, B, and C. Then you have to remap them. Alright, so what was the other one? Was it Conversation Manager? Had to have been. Yeah, that was the code we were looking at. Yeah, so if we have the back end, then we get out of here. What do we do here? Yeah, so if we didn't find it, then we return full. Okay, that's fine. But what do we do here? Oh, we just output the error. Okay, that's fine. I was like, what is the point of doing this? If, like, I'm not sure. Purple contact, manager, delete contact, callback. What are we passing in? Is this thing? Oh, the manager. Not that we need it right now, but yep. Okay. Delete comes first. Before load. Do. So quiet. Where'd everybody go? Contact manager star manager equals data. Purple contact manager backend star backend equals purple contact. Oop. G boolean success equals false. G error star error equals null. Success equals purple contact manager backend delete contact finish backend results error. Error is not equal to null. G warning. Fail to delete contact. I'm not sure what we want to put in here. Okay, yeah, we'll just keep it simple. Oh yeah, I don't even have the contact, so I can't look at it right now. We did else if else if not success. Not success. G warning, right? Fail to delete unknown error. God, I get so many fucking errors. I barely did anything. Oh, well, I spelled the shit out of G error wrong. That's one of them. Oh, yeah, we don't do anything with manager. Did we do anything with manager there? Oh, I didn't use source. Okay, that's the problem. That's fine. We can just ignore this because we're not using it. Oh, yep. Okay. 685. I typoed back end. I started with your purple contact manager back end delete conversation from incompatible pointer type. Yeah, that's supposed to be a cancelable? No, wait, what? 688. G object. What are you saying we have? No, but this should be null because I don't. No, that should be yeah. No, yeah, that's a problem. I'm missing the cancelable in the call. And maybe we want to put cancelables in there at some point. I don't know, maybe. Either way, we can do that later. It's not a huge deal. Okay. Cool. So that apparently works. But we need to deal with the other stuff. Purple contact manager find or create. This ends up calling contact manager add, which is what we need to do. This needs to change a tiny bit. Purple contacts add, right? Yep. That does not take the contact. Yeah, that one didn't either. Okay. Oh, these unit tests are gonna suck too. We just have find with ID. Remove with ID. If purple contacts find with ID, contacts, comma, ID, then otherwise purple contacts add. Does this contact with a matching ID already exists? No action will be taken. This seems fine. If added, we get the contact info, we get the person. If it is a person, we add the person. Then we get the tags, we set up all the signals, bullshit. Oh, that's fine. Yeah. Then we want to say if purple is contact manager backend, manager backend, then purple contact manager backend, save contact async. Manager backend, comma, contact null, purple contact manager, save contact callback manager. We're gonna have to call this again for any time that it changes, but we'll get to that in a minute. This is why we split this up into so many pieces, because this gets complicated, right? Static void, g object star source, g async result, g pointer data, purple contact manager backend equals null, backend equals purple contact manager backend source. Success goes purple contact manager backend, save contact finish backend result. Why is that still flashing? Like, that flashing tends to be this guy, at least I thought it was. Yeah, like I start fucking with it and then it stops. Maybe the foot pedal's just bad. I should just disconnect it. Yeah, let me just do the same thing. All right, so not a whole lot to actually do here because it's not doing anything in the background, but that's okay. 189. G easy unused G pointer. God, I wish these builds would be faster. And then we're gonna have to overhaul the unit test, but don't think we're gonna do that on stream. We're at 320 right now. Okay. Holy shit, come on. I wish I knew what half of the shit was. Okay, discs are being stupid. All right. Yeah. So the save part is shit. I don't know how we're gonna save people. What all it's called by this? Okay. Oh, I don't have the manager unless that's in data. That is in data. Okay. Oh. Okay. All right, we're gonna have to do this a bunch of times. Not a bunch, but you know. So when the person changes, same deal. Is the person now? No, we're leaving the existing person in place since we don't want to potentially delete user data. Person changer is new, so we need to add the new person. Don't we have a remove? Yeah, why are we not calling remove async? I guess we're not. Okay, well, that's a problem. What do we call for this? I guess that's okay. If purple is manager backend, contact manager backend, save contact async, manager backend. Contact, no. Save callback, manager. Okay. Tags change callback, same deal. Purple contact manager star manager equals data. If purple is contact manager backend, save contact, not callback, async. Oh, I don't have the contact here. Oh, I have the contact, but not the manager. Huh. All right, well, that's a problem. All right, right now we just don't save tags. That's what it comes down to. Because I don't know how we're gonna save that right now. Because we need both, and I don't have a way to get from a contact to the manager that it's in. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay, well, we'll deal with that when we get there. But we need to fix the tests. And, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that needs to be cleaned up here. Woo! But not in this pull request. And it sucks that tags won't be kept right now for contacts, but... yeah... Did we do that? Like, that would be the way to go. We could put a signal for the tags changed. Yeah, that's how we're gonna have to do this. So then the manager can connect to the contact info's tag changed, and then that'll pass in the contact info, and then we can pass the data into the manager, and then we can grab everything. That's going to be what we need to do. So basically, the contact will propagate that signal, which is fine. It's a little weird, but it's okay. Let's put a ticket in for that. Add purple.contact info : tags changed. Need a way. The contact manager. We need to know when the tags changed for a contact, as well as the contact and the manager, so that we can store the updated tags. To get all of that information, the easiest way is to have purple.contact info propagate the changed signal from its purple.tags instance. Yeah. Task, subsystem, purple, unscheduled, experimental 5. This is small. This is probably CPW. That looks fine. Okay. We might do this out of order here. But right now I'm going to try to update the unit tests and stuff. Or we just, make it so that doesn't work right now, and that's fine. But Contact Manager might be all busted right now because we moved it to Purple Contacts instead of the G-List store. And my disks are being dicks. Because a unit test should not take this long to run. This is so annoying. So annoying. Yeah, it timed out. Great. Oh, we've got to be in the ZFS send again. Is this part of the problem? Is that why it's been so bad? We're doing double sends? Or because of the double sends? Trying to start looking where we're gonna go, because like if I can't get past the unit test, what like how long is this gonna take, man? Let's just go do that. That's fine. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Let my machine catch up and not be doing so much shit. Mute. Okay. We're gonna go raid Lady of Code. She's doing, it says social media assistance. I don't know, and some community stuff or something. But yeah, so if you don't want to join the raid, go ahead and cancel both chat. I just realized I still haven't gotten my bot up and running, so I can't use any of the other commands or anything, so it is what it is. But YouTube and Patreon, we are going to go raid over here. If you want to join, feel free and go ahead. Otherwise, you can find the Discord link on my Twitch page here or whatever and everything. So, anyways, like I said, Thursday I probably won't be on. I'll try to do Friday or something. I don't know. Pay attention to social media or Twitch notifications, whatever, YouTube whatever. We're everywhere. You know the drill. But yeah, so, until next time, which I don't know exactly when it's going to be, have a good one and adios.